Hey everyone, I'm Kyle. This is Sight Set Elsewhere, and we are unboxing the 4K Pro from Elgato today. Don't worry about the box being ripped open. There is still an unboxing ahead. I'm just recording the beginning at the end because I didn't record one to start. But I am looking quite forward to upgrading my HD60 Pro. I've been using this for years and love it. I've mostly been using it for capturing content on the original Switch, which was just a 1080p output. And even previous to that, way back, I was using the HD60, not even the S Plus. And so I had quite the latency input. And this thing was basically a hockey puck that you plugged in your HDMI in and out and had your USB and plugged that in externally. Then I moved over to the HD60 Pro right in my PC using the PCIe slot. And now with the Switch 2 putting out a 4K 60 signal and wanting to record content with my MacBook Pro, it's time for some better recording quality. And this is the refresh model. With this version, there is 8K 60 pass-through, so future proofing for putting out to even crazier monitors. It was only not even 2 years ago that I upgraded to my first 4K monitor, so you know I'm a ways away from that. But it's nice to have the technology for when I do end up upgrading things down the line. And I always say that Elgato is pretty much the Apple of streaming and recording equipment and software. They keep improving their software. What was once great is only greater. That's the best way to put it. For a seamless plug and play experience, I always go for their products. I just don't need to second guess anything else. This isn't sponsored or given to me for free. This is paid for with my own money. That is just genuinely my own thought about Elgato products. I love everything they put out. I'm using the Wave 3 mic right now, and all the processing for the audio is going through their Wavelink software, and I love it. It's easy, it works well, and I think it's time to dive into the unboxing. This is pretty sweet. With the Elgato 4K Pro, I can record my MacBook Pro in 4K 60. That was a bit of a tongue twister. I had to say that a couple times. So I can record full quality from my MacBook Pro, and I can use the full processing power of it to edit photos, to edit video, and record that content without recording on device, because I have had the issue where if I'm trying to record something that is processor intensive, it then causes issues where the video is choppy and stuttery in places. So now full processing power of the MacBook Pro goes to the content that I'm working on, and I'm recording into the PC. So now I'm recording 4K, getting a good quality image. Yeah, I'm almost about to grab my PC mouse. I have to now remind myself that I'm working with a 2-computer setup, which is a bit of a mind bender to get my head around, but I'm sure I'll get used to it. But yeah, like going through, checking out photos, clicking, doing the editing, the heavy lifting stuff. Even if the program gets a bit stuttery, the recording will be smooth. And that means that with recording on the PC and recording with OBS, that means I get to have my webcam set up that I use with my PC for streaming. I get to use my Elgato Wave 3 mic and all the settings that I have set up for it. So this way I can record stuff from my Mac and maintain my same ecosystem without unplugging a bunch of stuff, plugging things back in, moving things around. So here, like going through the photos, if I was going to be editing, I'll have the full processing power. If you want to pop over, check out updates of what I'm doing in Framer, can go around and look at this as well. So we get a nice clean image. Another great aspect of the 4K Pro is allowing me to record my Switch 2 in full 4K. And even just having the pass-through to see it in full resolution is great because my TV is only 1080p. So now I can take advantage of my 4K monitor for my PC setup and see the Switch 2 games in 4K in their proper glory. All right, that is my unboxing and overview of the Elgato 4K Pro. Honestly, it is a great upgrade to my system. Even though it looks exactly the same as my HD60 Pro, I had a bit of deja vu, kind of feeling like, am I putting the right piece back in? But getting that installed and being able to use Elgato's newer software, I say newer because I was stuck with using some legacy software for the HD60 Pro because that's how old it was getting. So it was definitely time for an upgrade. But being able to jump into Elgato Studio, see my Switch 2 in brilliant 4K HDR on my monitor was awesome. Being able to have a 4K 60 recording format for my MacBook Pro and not having to record on device and use up processing power, that's great for me trying to record creative applications if I'm doing something in Photoshop, Lightroom, trying to show something in Adobe Premiere. And now I don't have to unplug my whole setup if I want to change things around for recording on MacBook or gaming or streaming. Having my PC as a central content creation hub simplifies things a lot, which brings me to the question, who is the 4K Pro for? And really, this device is for somebody that has a has a full tower PC with a free PCIe slot. If you don't have that, there are other 4K capture options from Elgato that are external, but essentially if you are doing some sort of streaming content creation and specifically looking at gaming streaming and content creation, a lot of creators use a 2 PC setup. One is a stream PC, one is their game PC. So that way their game PC is left just to run whatever they're playing, and the recording and streaming processes are left to do their own thing. So that way you're not fighting for processing power. You're not impeding on either one of those processes. They can operate completely separately. It does get complex when you try to get into audio, but if there's one thing that I've learned with any sort of content creation, audio is always the tricky thing. But yeah, if you're trying to do any sort of video game related content creation, it's super handy. If you're trying to record any sort of external device like a laptop, another computer, you could even plug in a camera with the 8K 60 pass-through. You could get that pass-through into your PC and then have an 8K canvas in OBS and record that, which is crazy. So if you want some sort of big cinematic setup, you could do that. That sounds kind of crazy to me. I'm not there yet, but it's possible. Recording right with Elgato software, it is capped at 4K 60, but it is a very nice looking 4K 60. It is very user friendly, very simple to use. It is easy to get into, and layering on the capabilities of OBS for recording, your options are nearly limitless. But yeah, I think that just about does it. So thank you everybody for watching. If you are interested in photography and content creation and other stuff, that's what Sight Set Elsewhere is for me, and you want to see that kind of content, feel free to drop a like and subscribe because I'll be making more of that sort of content in the future. So thank you everybody for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.